Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sue on Chat to Sue, a channel where we speak about things that we really need to talk about as parents, with our family members, with our children, with society as a whole. Today's topic is the awakening. What is that? An awakening is a process where one's soul is awakened. With me, my awakening happened at the moment I lost my mom. My soul was so shattered that it woke me up. I was devastated. My mom was my best friend. We did things together. We traveled together. It was just, I was devastated. The first process of the awakening is you wake up, like literally wake up. It's like you've been sleeping a very long time, and this is the first time you truly waking up. The world was different. I didn't know where I was. It's confusing. You just, it's like you are dying of something. It was just incredible. It's like you're going insane, right? So I woke up and I'm now in this space where I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. The person that I would usually talk to about this is no more. My best bud, my best friend is just not here. Now I had to find a way around this, right? And what I didn't know is this journey that I was about to take, it's a roller coaster. The moment you woke up, and remember, it's not something you plan. It's something that happens to you. Your soul prepares you for this journey that you're about to take. God is with you, but your soul leads the way. Remember, normally when we go about our lives, our soul is dormant, right? Our ego is the one that runs the show. You know, you want this grand job, you want this big house, you want this big car, you want a lot of things for yourself in your life, right? But when your soul now runs the show, your ego becomes dormant, right? It listens now to your soul. Now your soul runs the show. It was so difficult because I didn't know what was happening to me. So because now I'm not sure what the story is, I needed to go online. I used to work as a researcher, and that helped me a lot to go online and research everything that was happening to me, because I didn't know what was happening to me. So I put in all the symptoms that were happening to me, that I was seeing, the physical, the emotional, everything that I was going through. I just put it online. And of course, Google didn't disappoint. Came Christina Lopes, an amazing lady that helped me through all of this. Because remember, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm going on. So I reached out to her online and I said, look, this is what I'm going through and I don't understand what the story is. And she was like, okay, you are awakened. And I'm like, what's that? 10, 15 years ago, I was not going to believe it. Right? It's like you're awakening to the truth of who you truly are. And you are going to be seeing the world in the eyes of reality, the real. Remember, as human beings, we are joined with the universe and the maker, or or God, or whoever your higher power is. We are joined with that entity, right? So you truly understand what you are or who you are. I know some people will think this is insane. What? Believe me, I was there too. But all of us will wake up or we will depart this earth without waking up. There's another video regarding that. But let me talk about this. You cannot, especially when you are now awakened, you cannot not go through the process, right? At first, I'm not doing this, I don't understand any of this, I'm not into this. But my soul was like, and God's like, you're going to go through this. This is not the choice that you can make now that, oh, I don't want to do it, because your soul will force you kicking and screaming. And the best advice that Christine gave me is surrender to the process. And once I did, things were, I wouldn't say easy, but they were manageable. The most difficult process, because this awakening goes in stages. First stage, you awake, right? And then the second stage, you are in the bliss. Now you are in the stage where you love everybody. You want to tell them your story. You love the trees. You just connect with every single being, right? It's just so beautiful on earth. You look at earth and everything is just great, right? And then the third step, which is where you purge, it's called the purge, the dark night of the soul. You purge everything. This is the most important and very difficult stage. You purge your beliefs. Whatever it is that you believed in, you have to purge that, because now you are leaning to looking at the truth. What is the truth here? You purge your beliefs. You purge friends, some of the family members who are toxic. You purge everything. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much about this. I'm going to let Christine, who is my mentor, who was really great and helped me through this. And you end up like sitting there like, okay, who am I? What am I doing here again? But anyway, it's a journey. So I'm currently somewhere in the purging process. I'm still purging. And remember, my mom died in 2020. It's 2025. I'm still there. A lot of people get stuck there, and or there's a lot of issues that they need to deal with, so they take longer in certain stages. But anyway, yes, Christine, let's hear what she says.
You may be having a spiritual awakening, and chances are you probably don't know what the heck is happening to you behind the scenes. It turns out that spiritual awakenings, they go through patterns or stages that you can identify to make sense of what's happening to you. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 6 stages of spiritual awakening, so you know right away what stage you're at. And I'm also going to share 3 practical strategies to help you work through each stage, even the harder ones. Coming up. Hello, beautiful soul. This is Christina Lopes, the Heart Alchemist, here to help you open your heart, heal your past, and live with purpose. If you're new to my videos, click on that subscribe button and also on the bell so you get notified as soon as I publish new content. Now, spiritual awakenings can be a really wild ride for us. There are millions of people going through spiritual awakenings across the world right now, and for the majority of us, a spiritual awakening can sometimes be painful and difficult. Now, out of the thousands of people that I've connected with and the hundreds of clients that I've worked with over the years, and in my own spiritual awakening, my own experience, I've come to identify. So you may go through this weird phenomenon of experiencing two stages at the same time where they kind of bleed into each other, or they're superimposed on top of each other, okay? So I want you to remember that, again, I'm trying to break this down and structure it as best I can for you, but you have to remember not to take this so literally that you feel like you're kind of boxed into each of the stage and that they have to go in a certain order. The third thing that I wanted to leave here before I get into the stages is that I'm going to give some time frames for each stage, because people ask me this question all the time. How long does it take to go through this or that or the other? People want to know time frames. And I understand that you may want to know time frames, so I'm going to give you some time frames, but here comes my air quotes. I'm giving you, these are not literal time frames. Here comes my air quotes. It's impossible for me to quantify how long a stage is going to last for you, because spiritual awakenings are very unique to each one of us, all right? So I'm going to give time frames, but please don't hold literally to those time frames. It can be very different for you than it was for me or any of the clients that I've worked with, okay? So I wanted to leave that here as a side note before I get into the stages. Stage one is what I call the wake up. So this is when your awakening starts, all right? There's this little switch in you, and your soul clicks the switch, the on switch, clicks it to on, and boom, your awakening starts. Now, I found that there are two main ways in which this awakening or the wake up starts for all of us. The first way is, and this seems to be what the majority of people go through, the first one is what I call chaos, okay? This is the first way that we wake up, and the most common one that I've found, it's called chaos. And this is when something happens in your external environment. Either your life falls apart, a relationship falls apart, you can have a life-threatening accident or some kind of disease that's diagnosed. Something really big happens to you in your external environment that just pulls the rug from underneath you. And in that pain, in that triggering, when life completely falls apart on you, the rug of life is pulled from you, and boom, you wake up. You suddenly realize, basically what happens in this situation is your ego completely loses its grip on you, because it dawns on you, the real you, the consciousness that observes, it dawns on you that the ego has never been able to control anything. So this happens to us usually when something quick happens, when something sudden like an accident, or in my case it was the disintegration of my marriage that was really sudden and without warning. So that was my trigger for my awakening, okay? So the first...
Oh, wow. Absolutely informative. Yeah. So, I've cut the video because quite long, so I will put the full video on the description below. But yeah, our universe as well is also purging. As you can see, everything that is corrupt and dirty and bad is being brought to the surface so that we all see and deal with it. But guess what? Of course, our leaders, most of them don't learn, but ourselves as well, as parents, as human beings, are we learning anything, right? Did we learn anything raising our kids? Or did we learn anything looking back at what our parents did? Are we learning anything different from what they did, right? I used to get a beating every time I've done something wrong, or I say something or question something. That's not how I'm going to raise my kids. That's not what I wanted to raise my kids, right? The best gift that my mom left me was love, pure love. Her love was not attached to anything, was not attached to material, was not attached to me getting an A, was not attached to anything. That is the love that I've passed on to my children, right? What is it that we're learning ourselves? And also our world, what is it that we're supposed to learn? Our leaders seem not to be learning anything. But anyway, if we change ourselves first, perhaps things can be different, right? So it starts with me, start with us as parents. Let's raise our kids differently. and let's raise our kids with love, with pure love that's not attached to things. Just love. Thank you for supporting.